Howdy Earthlings, a comment I've been seeing in response to some of my videos on TU is that $2 is too much for a skin. Personally, I come from games where they charge 25 bucks for a skin in a pack for a billion other things that you don't want, and they don't give you the option to buy the skin separately, or they charge you 15 bucks for just the skin alone. Those of you on Roblox actually have it pretty good that 2 bucks is considered too much, but this opinion has some counterpoints to it. Some have been saying $2 is too much for a skin because in other countries $2 is more money than just $2, that it's like 10 or more. My response to this might get me a public execution, but you can't get mad at me because I'm just a silly little guy, and you can't get mad at a silly little guy. That's not fair to the silly little guy. Anyway, I don't think the argument that 2 bucks is more expensive in some countries is a very good argument to why optional skins and an indie game should be cheaper. The devs don't live in a country where 2 bucks is a lot, and they need to be compensated for the cost of making the game in their own country. Even if they did live in that country where they don't need as much money, if that's what it costs them to make the skin, that's what it costs. Devs took time to make that, and that costs electricity and internet and food and water and shelter for that dev to make it. The cost of making the game doesn't magically get cheaper because you're from Antarctica. It sucks, but they have to make their money back and eat somehow. Especially in the game being talked about here, Toons universe, where the owners had to buy the rights to the game from the original owners. They have to make their money back. If they didn't buy this game from the original owners, it might not have been ever finished, since they're going through their own thing right now. This is an indie team, not a company like EA or Activision with backing and investors or a long publishing history where they've got lots of money saved up. And they've even turned down offers for their game to be bought out. It's 2 bucks for the skin, where they sell the game and the microtransactions get worse. Maybe if the Roblox community were more willing to pay for their games up front, this wouldn't be an issue. They could charge $1 up front and make enough to keep the game going, but doing that on Roblox is career suicide for a dev. Capitalism sucks. I've said that 1,000 times, but I've also said we're forced participants. We can't choose to not participate in it because that means starving. And until that's no longer the case, we do what we need in order to survive it. Now, if you're a game dev in one of these regions where $2 is a lot of money, you should be paid a fair price for your work too. You should be paid enough to live and thrive in your own country. Roblox also shouldn't be taking 70% cut of your income. The fact is, this isn't a problem with a one-size-fits-all solution. They charge too little and they starve. They charge too much and people complain about the optional skin in a video game. But there is one thing for sure. Their need to eat and pay their bills is greater than your need to buy an optional skin in an already free game. In America, I'm considered very poor, and so are my partners. Turns out being poly doesn't help as much with rent as you think it would. I've been poor since I was a kid though, so maybe I'm just used to not being able to afford stuff. But there is a simple solution for this. One I've gotten very familiar with as someone who is terminally poor. If you don't think the skins are worth it, don't buy it. Maybe they'll lower the price. If they don't, then you know for sure that that's just what it costs to make. Again, optional skin, no gameplay advantage. The point of Robux only skins is to support the team. You're not required to own these skins for anything. A lot of us are boycotting buying anything on Roblox too. Me personally, I haven't bought anything on Roblox in like over a year, so that's an option. I just don't get why you think owning skins is a life or death situation. One more thing that I forgot to include, people are saying 2 bucks is too much for a single skin because in Dandy's world they charge like 2 bucks for a skin pack. I do agree that these sunset skins that are in the game should be included as a singular pack, but I don't think that because Dandy's World charges less for a skin pack that other games should also charge less for a skin, because Dandy's World has a lot more players that are a lot more fervent and a lot more supportive of the developers. They have an entirely different community where they can afford to charge less for their skins. But TU has a smaller user base, has a smaller fan base, and clearly one that is not willing to spend as much money as Dandy's World, so they have to charge a little bit more in order to pay for things. Thanks for watching, and thanks to the supporters on Patreon and members on YouTube who pay me for my free videos because they think I should be allowed to eat and pay my bills. Alter Ego, Nightmare Wuna, Freya Games, Gezro, Am, Nebazi, Aspirin Artist, Paper, Fate Penguin, Momentary Unicorn, Nat, Marius Yini, Worm Syrup, Rask, Beeve, Colorado Blue, Vaderson, Linky, Eddie14, The Ace of Raccoons, Blackjack, Rask again, Willie Pete, Chi Dante, Linky again, Astropixie YT, and Malding Brick. I'll see you all later. I moved to Antarctica because the rent is really low here, and my penguin landlord is actually super nice, but they don't have Wi-Fi here yet. That might be an issue because I don't always get service here. Bye!